Okay, I think let's get started. People will continue to join. So
Yes. So I will just start with AI news of this week. I'll just share a few videos that even last time like we saw in a similar format. Yes, so I think this was one of the like two major releases came from OpenAI. This was one of them. So the audio should be audible. Just let me know if it's not.
We recently released ChatGPT Agent. It can research, write code, and take action online. Let me show you. I'll start by enabling Agent from the toolbar. You can also connect any admin-approved connector to pull internal data, but today we'll just use the web. There's even a library of starter prompts to get going fast, but for this demo, let's imagine we're launching a fitness e-commerce brand. We'll ask ChatGPT Agent to search for e-commerce and health reports, collect key trends and articles in a spreadsheet, and sign up for a newsletter. We'll also ask it to analyze e-commerce growth and build charts in new tabs, create a business launch plan with formulas in another tab, and put it all into a research report with visuals. I'll ask it for all of this work in under 10 minutes, even though Agent can work for 30 plus minutes if needed. Right away, you can see that ChatGPT Agent spins up a VM where it'll write code, research, interact with websites, and build documents. You can see it's immediately running keyword searches and analyzing articles, and if I wanted to see its chain of thought, I can switch to activity view at any time. I can also take over the browser or stop ChatGPT Agent. These are the safeguards that keep me in control. We've trained ChatGPT Agent to not just use tools like search, image generation, deep research, and operator, but to decide when to use each one. Here, it's running deep research, scanning articles, and collecting citations. If I see it going off track, I can drop in new instructions and interrupt it. Next, it spins up a terminal to write Python code. I'm going to click into desktop view to observe it, and within command line, Agent is now building a spreadsheet and the visualizations we asked for. What's amazing about Agent is that it can adapt and change the next step based on what it finds. Agent has understood that it needs to interact with a sign-up page and is now using Operator to click and navigate in the browser. Normally, ChatGPT Agent will prompt us to take control, but I'm going to manually take over here to put in my personal details. I'll click Take Over, add in my details, and then hand control back for ChatGPT Agent to complete its tasks. The first thing you'll notice is that there's a spreadsheet here that Agent has built. It includes all the relevant articles we need to read, the historic and projected growth rate for e-commerce with a chart, and a customizable business plan calculator. You can even see a deep research style research report with an analysis of e-commerce growth rates, success drivers for new businesses, and future projections, along with some additional considerations we should keep in mind. With ChatGPT Agent, you can delegate tasks that could have taken hours or days and then come back and review the work, making more time and space for the work that really matters to you.
Right. I think as the name says, it's like a agent. You can call it your ninja agent or somebody who's doing your such complex task. It's like, reducing your 3-4 hours worth of work and complexity into just a few minutes, and all you need to do is just give it the right amount of context and prompting, and you can see how it's going to simplify all your tasks, do multiple tasks parallelly, and then finally give you the output you want.
what was interesting is the way he said, like spend 10 minutes on it. So he time boxed.
Yes. Yes, exactly like how we do in office right now. You have to time box everything. So now you can do that with AI also. This is another from OpenAI. So this was again an open source model that they released, and this is also one of the big things. And the main things that he shares in this video on a high level is the power of this open source. So it's rated, or it's like standardized according to much higher performing than all the other models in that same category. So just like a view of this.
To release a state-of-the-art open source model. This is GPT-OSS. Now, I think the mystery model Horizon Alpha that was on OpenRouter is actually this open source model from OpenAI, although they have not confirmed that to me. But we do have an incredible model. Let me tell you about all the details. So first, it comes in two sizes, a 120 billion parameter version and a 20 billion parameter version. These are state-of-the-art open weight language models, open weight. So not just open source, but they are actually releasing the weights to these models. And there's multiple benefits of open source. One, it's very cheap, much cheaper than frontier closed source models. Two, you can take them and do what you want with them. You can fine tune them for your own use cases. You can give it additional knowledge with fine tuning. And it's also being released under an Apache 2.0 license. So a very permissive, very standard licensing model. According to the blog post, these models outperform similarly sized open source models on reasoning tasks, demonstrating strong tool use capabilities, and are optimized for efficient deployment on consumer hardware. Wait till you hear what these models can actually be fit on. They were trained using a mix of reinforcement learning and techniques informed by OpenAI's most advanced internal models, including O3 and other frontier systems. So we have a lot going on here. And the cool thing is we actually get a ton of insight into how they baked these models as opposed to some of their frontier closed source models, which we don't get a lot of info for. So GPT-OSS 120B achieves near parity with OpenAI O4 Mini, which is crazy, on core reasoning benchmarks while running efficiently on a single 80 gigabyte GPU. So this should actually be able to run on my Mac.
Yes, I think those who have used O4 Mini, the kind of reasoning and depth it goes into. So imagine it's near parity to that model, maybe even has the chances outperforming that. So again, the whole video he's just explaining of what it is capable of why is it so powerful than all the other models, and how, of course, I mean, it's up to our imagination finally how we put this to use. Then we have an interesting thing, which is also a little related to our today's topic. It's Grok's Imagine. So this is image generation by Grok. I think up until now we have tried ChatGPT and VO3 for videos, and now you can see what Grok is also doing in that area.
And people are already creating insane content with it. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember Vine? That app Twitter killed back in 2017? The one where everyone made those 6-second videos that went viral? Well, Elon literally said he's bringing back Vine, but in AI form. Think about that for a second. Vine created an entire generation of content creators. It launched careers, it changed how we consume content, and now Elon's doing it again, but this time AI creates the videos for you. I know what you're thinking. Julian, this sounds too good to be true. I thought the same thing until I saw the demos, until I saw what this thing can actually do. Here's a real example. One ex-AI employee typed in cat purring while walking through space. 6 seconds later, boom. There's a video of a cat purring walking through space with sound. Another person typed astronaut walking through alien landscape. 6 seconds later, another perfect video. But wait, it gets even crazier. There's something called spicy mode. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details here because YouTube has rules, but let's just say this AI has fewer restrictions than others. You're a marketer, if you're anyone who needs video content, this is huge. But here's the thing most people don't know. The full rollout isn't until October 2025. Right now, it's just employees and some influencers testing it. But you can join the waitlist. And trust me, you want to be first in line for this. Speaking of being first, really crazy. Aurora launched back in December 2024 for
So
images.
he is
And it was
also again saying certain more features. So what you can do here, since it's done by Grok, there's also like you can refer to previous images from X or somewhere along social media and give it as a reference image and then again build on top of it. So again, in this whole video, if you can watch it, it just explains how crazy it's gonna be and why is like gonna be very tough competition between say ChatGPT, this, and even Google. All of them are performing on creative side of it, image generation or video generation. And so this is the last one. This is a Chinese model, open model that has been released called GLM 4.5. Again, this is just a very quick demo of what it can do. And it's similar to, I would say, GenSpark, where it's doing a multiple amounts of tasks by just your prompting. So here's just a quick
test GLM 4.5 with right now. Test 1, full stack web app. Build me a complete project management dashboard called Project Hub with drag and drop Kanban board, task creation, due dates and priority levels, team member assignment, progress tracking charts, dark mode toggle, responsive design, and REST API backend with data persistence. Test 2, interactive game creation. Create a playable space shooter game called Cosmic Defender with player movement, multiple enemy types, power-ups, collision detection with particle effects, progressive difficulty, high score system, and sound effects. Test 3, business presentation generator. Create a 15-slide investor pitch deck for SaaS startup Data Sync Pro, including problem, solution, market analysis, competitive landscape, business model, financial projections, and funding requirements. These aren't basic coding exercises. These are real-world applications.
Yeah, so like it says, it's just doing a multiple amount of things. Again, you should go and try. And also, I think it's a little hack to just gamify your process. Anybody who's not done coding before or is afraid to even see screens like exactly like this, where you just see very random number of lines, just try using tools like this where you can communicate in natural languages and do something fun, so that's how you end up exploring it. Like it showed one example of a game, right? Just try making a game out of these models, and I think you can learn a lot from these things. So yeah, with this I end the AI news this week session. So now we have today's session, which is for a lot of creatives and non-creatives. And it's going to be a very interesting and fun session done by Kanchi, our marketeer. So handing it over to Kanchi now.
Hi guys. Thank you so much, Arpita. First of all, I just want to apologize. Somehow my camera has crashed and I'm not able to turn on my video. Hopefully my image and hacks will cover for it. Okay, so hi guys, I'm Kanchi. I work in the marketing team at FlytBase, and I have been experimenting with image generation, AI image generation a lot for the last few months, and we've been experimenting with it across the board, across our branding, across our sales presentations, and even for our sales proposals and showing the products use cases across the board. So I've just curated all of my image and hacks. Essentially, one thing we have come to realize is with Imagen, just give me a second to share my screen. One thing we've come to realize is with Imagen, I experience this a lot, and I see people around me experiencing this a lot, that when you're trying out Imagen, you're trying it out with an LLM, which is a probabilistic system, right? You're going to give it one prompt, and then it could come up with anything. You have a very little amount of control compared to like traditionally when you're doing it with software like Figma or Photoshop. You have a lot more control, but with an LLM, you're just going to have to wait and see what it comes up with. So creatives like me, we have wasted a lot of hours fixing the AI outputs or figuring out what's going wrong in our prompting, and non-creatives are just giving up before they get anything useful. We have come to realize that all of this messy, mismatched images that do not really match the expectation that you gave the prompt with, we've come to realize that the better and more contextual the prompting is, we are able to get the exact image that we have in our mind in one shot. Now, here's the thing, right? What you have to do, think of AI as is a graphic designer sitting right next to you. It's not a tool which is going to give you exactly what you want. It's not going to understand what you're exactly looking for without you giving it the full context and full ideation. Now, what this means, let me show you with a very quick example. So I hope everybody's able to see this Life at FlytBase website. Can you just give me a quick context?
Yeah, we can see it.
Oh, okay, awesome. So just a couple of days back, I started ideating on Life at FlytBase, which is our culture or talent acquisition website. And I came up with this idea that I want really, Game Boy themed retro style kind of art over here. So if you see, it's across the website. This is actually how our office looks. This is our people. This is Kosh, Vaishali, people from our team. And I have been able to generate really consistent images across the website. Showcasing basically this is allowing me to tell my story much better and much faster without needing a graphic designer in-house. Now, how am I able to generate this kind of art is through this one hack. Let me just show you what is the prompting behind this. So give me 1 second. So yesterday I made this image. This is actually an image from another section from our office where we have this wall of how humans have evolved to fly autonomous drones, right? And people are asking me, how did you do this? And my prompt is just this much, a picture of our office, and I say generate this prompt in generate this image in our style. Now, what is this our style over here is the secret sauce of how we are creating such brand aligned images. If you look at my ChatGPT's library, it's everywhere. All of this like pixel art style creatives are across the board, and I'm able to generate many concepts in this. Now, here's the thing. I hope everybody is familiar with ChatGPT projects. What I have done is simply create a project where I have instructed the GPT to be a specialized image generation bot. I have given it the context that you're going to be making images for FlytBase's work culture, environment, and team energy in a gamified virtual world format, right? And what I've done is I've given very specific instructions of what the visual style is like. So isometric 16-bit pixel art style. Character must follow a Game Boy style RPG format. Now, this has a lot of detailing. What is the facial detailing like? What is the character like? What is the image composition like? I have told it, I might ask you to generate single room scenes. I could ask you to generate zoomed out multi-room maps. I could ask you to generate the characters. I know for a fact that I will never ask you to add any text in the images. So all of these, like, whatever, basically the mood boarding of the kind of mood boarding that you would sit and do with a graphic designer, you do it with an LLM and you ask it to come up with a prompt, an exhaustive prompt of what will give me the exact image that I'm looking for in my branding style in one shot, right? So how based on this prompt now, now that we are in this project context, we are able to do this, generate this image in our style, and it produces exactly this. So project context becomes really useful. Now, how to come to this prompt, right? Of course, like this is not something I've put together myself. A lot of ideation with an LLM has gone behind this. How did I come to a unique vision? Basically, this is like Pinterest coming to your rescue. I also do a lot of GenSpark research, because GenSpark goes and like basically I would not have to sit and go through a lot of Pinterest mood boards myself, but I would just ask GenSpark, hey, like this is kind of what I'm imagining. Can you find me some Pinterest mood boards for this? So then it will look for some Pinterest mood boards or pins, and it will tell me, okay, like this is something that you would find useful. And then like I start my research from there. I pick up what all, let's say like this computer over here, this looks like a good image to go in my mood board, or let's say this kind of gamified style looks good enough to go in my mood board. So what I do is I take all of these images. I spend actually good like 2-3 hours in just figuring out my style, just coming to the idea that I want to do this in Game Boy style, I want to do this in pixel art style, and then I spent a lot of time in curating the exact styling I want, because pixel art could mean a lot of different things. If you go and tell ChatGPT that hey, create this image in pixel art, it will create a different image every time. If you do it 5 times, it will create a different image every time. So it's very important to define it at a micro level. So if you look at my instruction, I have defined it at a micro level that, your sprite size should be this much, your facial styles should be this much, so that I get like every character in every image is going to look similar. My lighting is similar, my shadows are similar, my edges are similar, and those are the details that bring consistency in your branding, right? And like even if you come from a non-marketing or non-creative background where all of these details might sound a little unfamiliar to you, I would recommend just sitting and jamming with a LLM that, hey, like my idea is that I want to create a website like this where we will have a hyper-realistic imagery, we will have Ghibli style imagery, we will have pixel art style imagery, or whatever taste you're going for. You give it a bunch of images in your prompt as references and ask it to come up with just ask it if I want to create a project, how should I do it in a way that everything is consistent? And it will, the LLM itself will tell you what are the details that you need to include. Now, another hack here is all the references that I have curated from Pinterest, right? I also add them as project files, and I have mentioned in my instruction prompt that refer to the project files for reference images. Now, this also sort of helps the LLM understand what exactly is the taste I'm going for. So here's how, like now once I'm in the project context, like either I will just use an existing image if I have a concept in my mind, and if I have an image that already exists, or I can take a picture really quickly and then tell the LLM ki please isko hamare style mein bana do, then I would do that. But sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes I have to sit and brainstorm what the image is going to look like. Now again, like here is one more hack. You don't want to go and tell an LLM ki, hey, generate, what I'm trying to generate here is a picture of our office where I think I was trying to generate this image. This image is what I'm trying to generate. So I want to show people working, chatting, having their coffee, and someone's flying their drone, just to show what the office vibe is like. And I'm in the project and I've said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. There's a room, there's characters, there's outside the room, you have a terrace looking thing. And I tell it, please ideate the composition of this image in our style and ask me any questions if you have. Now it has done a very detailed ideation. What is the indoor zone like? What is the outdoor zone like? What are the style notes? This is exactly what it's picking up from. This much is what it's picking up from the project file, right? And it has asked me some questions and I've answered them here. it's a day setting. I want a DJI doc, and you can keep characters generic. I don't want any specific people's characters to come here, and aspect ratio should be 4:3. Now it's generated this, and I'm saying like, this looks really realistic. Can you just critique yourself? Now I won't go and tell LLM that, hey, this is what I find wrong in your image. I will give it an opportunity to critique itself, because I want it to learn from itself about what are the mistakes it's making. So it's told me it's an unnatural division of space. It's a conflict of perspective. The perspective here versus the perspective here is a little bit different. So all of these problems, it has pointed out correctly, and these are the exact problems I had in my mind. So I just told it, please regenerate with these corrections. And now it's done a worse job. Now I'm telling it again, critique yourself, and there's a lot of back and forth going on over here. Now I'm critiquing it myself. I've given it a lot of inputs myself. I think this has, like, I've already spent good 30 minutes over here, and I just tell it, you need to think of how to make the image look realistic. What perspective do we need? Because I'm not able to tell you what perspective do we need in this style, right? This is the first time I'm ideating an image in pixel art style. So what perspective do we need? Should it be top down or isometric? You need to talk to me first. Don't start generating an image. Now, here's one feature I absolutely love. If it's not doing this for you automatically, you can just go and tell it, suggest me a layout in a table format. So it gives you a basic ideation of, like, okay, this is where I'm going to put the desk, this is where I'm going to put the glass wall, this is where I'm going to put the drone, etc. And you can do this for any image. And this is actually a lot faster. You can actually tell it to, if you have an idea for an image, you can actually tell it to come up with 3 different compositions for it. What is the hero like? Basically, what is the center of attraction in the image? Where are you going to place it? Is it going to be top left or bottom right? You can ask it to come up with different compositions and then pick from this. So it's a lot more visual for you as well. I just ask it, are you sure this layout will work? And then it does better layouting by critiquing itself. And then when I ask it to generate this image exactly, this is what it does. Now again, like, it's done a good job. Like, perspective उसने fix कर दिया है अभी. सारा perspective एक तरीके से दिख रहा है, and like there's a decent amount of plants. I wanted to show a TV. I want to show people working. It's all fine. But this person is inside the office and the drone is outside, so it's not really able to communicate what I want. After doing all of this back and forth, I realized that the problem was in my prompting itself. A lot of times in image gen this happens. I feel personally that if while ideating, you are not able to get to a better output, just start over with a better prompt. Just give it more context in the prompt. Just make your prompt a little more visual. Just make it easier for the AI to understand what you want out of it. And again, always tell it ki ideate it first. Don't just start generating based on what I have said, because you want to sort of verify it at you want to come on the same page as the LLM. Or you want the LLM to come on the same page as you. And now this is an image I like. I'm all right if, it's not able to
Kanchi, your screen is not visible.
Is it? Hold on.
It just went off. Just share it again.
Yeah, so essentially, it has ideated based on my new prompt. It has ideated something, and now in a fresh chat without the bias of previously not being able to work out, it has created this image. Now I'm okay if the glass wall that I originally wanted is not here, but as long as I'm able to communicate the vibe, I'm able to communicate the story here, I'm very happy with this output. This is how, so basically, like, across all the image gen that I do, I would always ideate and do a lot of back and forth to sort of get to this, get on the same page as the AI. Now, this was another image. If you saw in the website, we had something like this, which is the FlytBase logo. Oh, sorry, it's here. Yeah, this is the FlytBase logo, and this is actually a very old image where the whole team has had stood and made a formation of the logo, and we had captured this image with a drone. And I wanted this in our style. I love the concept, and I wanted this in our style. And I'm telling it, when I told ChatGPT to make it in our style, in similar exact same prompt I gave it, generate this in our style, it has generated this, right? I'm a little bit dissatisfied with this because it looks like people are sort of like bumping into the wall here. So when I ask it to edit it, and I say that remove the wall from here, it does this. So this hack is about editing of images. A lot of times I have seen that ChatGPT is not able to edit images really well. It gets exhausted. It will change the styling a little bit. As I
Went
mentioned,
away again.
sorry,
Your screen went
away.
Yeah.
Arey, what's happened? Pardon this, guys. I'm so sorry. So as Arpita was mentioning earlier, Grok ka Imagine has just come, and it is super good at editing images. So actually, Grok gives you an option to edit image directly, and you can just. So I've just pasted my image here, and I've said, "Ki, can you generate the same image in this aspect ratio? Add a little white space to left and right, remove the brick wall." And it does this. It's done a pretty good job in the first go. And then I've just said it, remove the grass, and I've come to a pretty good output. So image editing hack, if you've gotten to 80% of the output in ChatGPT, and if you want some minor changes, let's say, remove a certain element from this or add a certain element to this image, then just go to Grok and add this. I've made that minor change. It will be a lot faster, and it will be a lot more accurate. In the same project, style fashion, I've also been able to, basically the project thing works across the board for any kind of visual taste you're looking for. So if you see, I've done this neon style of icons I wanted for a proposal over here in the same project style. And now within, like, basically the project is my own ChatGPT's project, right? Like I can operate within it. But let's say, for example, AI at FlytBase, 2 or 3 different people work on our YouTube, or let's say sometimes I'm working on putting together an event. Sometimes Arpita is putting together an event. Sometimes Nitin himself is putting together an event. So like the image dependency would always come on me because I have the project in my local ChatGPT. What I have done now to fix that and make it a global thing that anyone can access is I have done the same instruction prompting that I had for my own Imagen project for AI at FlytBase. So all the YouTube thumbnails that you see of AI at FlytBase, all the Luma invites that you see, all the email banners that you see are all generated through a custom GPT. Now, this is nothing new. You just need to go and create a GPT in ChatGPT, and in your instructions, you just need to paste. It's the same thing I have pasted that I would do in a project prompt itself. And in the GPT knowledge, I have again done the same thing, that I have given it references of what the images should look like. And here I've also like done one thing with it, so that like people find it a little easy to ideate images, is that I have told the GPT itself that you are not just an image creator, you are a mode architect. So you are going to be responsible for ideating what the image should look like. So people might just give you a description of the event and you have to figure out what the image is going to look like. So it makes the ideation also a lot easy. That's the thing, like you can customize it in exactly the way you want. So that was like all about projects and how to create like brand aligned images. Another Imagen hack I wanted to talk about is FlytBase is a drone autonomy product, and it takes us a little while to sort of explain our customers how the product is going to be used in their own world, right? So traditionally, making something like this, like drone as first responder, explaining this use case would require, a very detailed storytelling, and you would definitely need a graphic designer in place to generate these kind of images on Illustrator, Photoshop, use your own product screens and place them in different scenarios, use the same I have this car crash image, I want to show it with the drone, I want to show it with an AI overlay. These things used to require a lot of time and a lot of technical effort from a graphic designer. But we have been able to figure this out as well with now here, like my how I've been able to, like, I think I was able to put this together within the whole thing within 2 to 3 hours myself. The workflow I have followed is I won't go and like individually on an ad hoc basis. I won't go and ask ChatGPT, please generate this image, please generate that image. I first create, I will give it a dump of what I'm looking for. So I will tell it I'm creating an explanatory diagram for this content, come up with diagram ideations. And I'll give it like what is the context of the diagram, who is FlytBase, and how are we enabling our customers. Basically, we are reducing unnecessary deployments and providing real-time situational awareness. So it's gonna give me like a bunch of ideas, and I'll tell it ki, okay, like I'm not happy with the first response, a diagram which basically explains the workflow to them in their own environment. So now it's come up with some more ideas, and now I will be like, okay, I like this idea, come up with a diagram to explain the value of this to the security official. Here's where a lot of like giving AI the context and taking ideas from it, then giving it more context. That is a really fun playground to play in. And then you just finally say, ki, okay, this is my entire chat of like ideating this diagrams. It's a very long thread, so I won't take you through it. But essentially, now what I do is I have the car crash image with me. Now I have ideated with a chat over here that I want this. I've been able to come to the structure for this. Image number 1 is going to be this. Image number 2 is going to be this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is all that I want to show. So now to generate these images, what I'll do is I'll just give chat this prompt that like, okay, imagine if the drone was, this is the car crash. Basically, a CCTV has captured this car crash, and I want a drone to, I want the same image from a drone's perspective, and I want these kind of AI overlays. So I've explained that to him, and I have told, don't give me the image, give me a comprehensive prompt to for ChatGPT Imagen to understand exactly what I'm looking for. So it has given me this prompt by understanding what I'm looking for. And I have just pasted this exact thing that it has given. I've pasted it here along with this reference image. Now AI overlay is a little messed up over here. So I was like, critique yourself. And again, it's not able to do this job. So I gave up on this chat here, started afresh. I gave it a little bit of a different prompt, key scene context kya hai, what are the different elements in this. And once again, it has messed up because it's messing up. I realized that it's messing up in the AI overlays. So here's the thing. Remove all overlays and text, just give me the exact image without any additional edits and make it 16:9. Now I will just go and put this in Canva or Figma or Google Slides and add this overlay myself. This hack is about understanding what AI is going to be good at and what it's not going to be good at. It's going to be good at giving you this realistic image from a perspective of a drone. But if it's not able to give me AI overlays, if it's not able to write text promptly, then let's just, like, it's a simple thing. Let's take it to Canva or Figma and let's add it ourselves. You have to just basically figure out what is the 80% outcome that you can get to with AI. So this is one level of prompting. Then now I wanted a very complicated image, like complicated in the prompting. Basically, if you look at this image, this is a scenario where security personnel in their command center is looking at like real-time surveillance data of the same images and of the same car crash scenario from different perspectives. So it's not that easy to put this together if from like a one-shot prompt. So I just told ChatGPT, I want to create this image, but prompting is quite complicated. So I need you to come up with a prompt for this. And I gave it, what is the description of my image? And I gave it all the references. This is what a command center looks like. This is what security personnel looking at a command center will look like. And this is the car crash that I want to show in the command center. So this is the context I've given it here. It gave me the prompt. I pasted the prompt in the same chat, and here's the output, one shot. So again, like, I mean, these are things about how well do you prompt it and how well do you give it context and ask it to ask it to come up with a prompt for you, and check, validate within the prompt it has come up, whether or not everything is making sense to you, whether or not all the elements are as per your demand. Yeah, and one more hack when I was making this proposal document, one more hack that I realized was when, so I wanted to put the FlytBase, I wanted an image where a security personnel is looking at the FlytBase screen, and originally I just gave it a screenshot of the FlytBase screen, and I said, can you generate an image where a person is looking at the screen? And it generated this, and I was so confused. I tried telling it in 2-3 different kinds of prompts, but this is the output it was generating again and again. So I was so confused, and then I figured out it's probably doing it because of copyright issues. So the hack I found here, if anybody wants to, put your product images into these kind of scenarios, it's best to just give chat, instead of giving it the screenshot directly, put it in a mock-up style. Basically, I've just put a laptop around it and then downloaded this image, then given it to ChatGPT that can you please make a person look at the screen. And then it's able to generate this. I know it's a little bit dark, but at least it was able to pick up the exact screen I gave it. So like this is another hack if anybody wants to try out product screens, mockups, etc., or product usage mockups. And then, yeah, I think one last thing I wanted to talk about was character consistency. So we recently did a campaign where we were showing a site manager character called John, who is the manager of this site, and like he's our ideal customer persona, and he has been a little troubled with creating reports manually when there was a fire incident. He has been troubled with compliance reports and site audits, etc. And now he's been looking for a solution, and finally he has found a solution, which is FlytBase. So if you see, there's a lot of character consistency we've been able to create with the help of chat. The only hack that this actually took me a lot of time and a lot of iterations. If I show you my ChatGPT library, it's full of iterations with John in different scenarios. But I think the only thing that has helped me get to a consistent output is simply maintaining one thread of John's face. So I had originally given it John's face from a Pixar video that an agency had created for us. And within this thread itself, when I am chatting with it and I'm asking to come up with John in different scenarios, it works a lot better than going to a different chat and 2-3 different kinds of, I've tried JSON prompting, I've tried describing John's face, I've tried describing exactly what facial features he will need, etc. But this is a lot of trial and error. Character consistency is a lot of trial and error, and it always helps to just sort of give a reference image and then say that reimagine the same character in this setting. How would you approach this? Ask chat first, how would you approach this problem? And then it will come up with a prompt and paste the same prompt and generate this image with the same referencing. So that is all that I have explored with Imogen. Thank you so much. I hope that these hacks were useful for all of you.
Yes, I think it was definitely, we were seeing audience members already reacting in the middle of the presentation, saying that it's been useful. So we have a couple of questions, so you can answer them, Kanchi. So I think one of them, the question that Aarti asked was about character consistency. So Aarti, is it answered, or do you need any more information on that? Okay, until we get Aarti back, we just...
He said it's answered, so we can...
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you, Aarti. So the Dilip's question is, which AI tools are most effective for generating images of SaaS softwares, UI component screens, particularly for websites that feature use case-based visuals?
So I think I covered it a little bit, Dilip. See, like the question is in two parts, right? Which AI tools are most effective for generating images, period. I think from my exploration, I have explored a lot of image gen tools and even like all the different LLMs with image gen capabilities. I think that ChatGPT is the most intelligent interface for generating images because it understands your context the best. Even if you go to ChatGPT's Sora, it's not going to give you the same output as ChatGPT itself. So that is first part of the question from my experience. And SaaS software UI component screens. Do you mean like coming up with screen mockups, or do you mean like what I showed, like having a screen placed into a use case scenario? Because I mean, anyway, for both, I use ChatGPT only. But there are different prompting styles that I would do. Basically, if I'm generating a UI, so basically for Life at FlytBase website that I showed earlier, the UI that I ideated with it, I ideated the page structure first, and I gave it a lot of context of what the page is going to look like, and then asked it to come up with different sections or different parts of the website one by one. Versus like putting your already existing product in a use case scenario is very different. Like I showed you, you just need to put it in a mockup and give it to ChatGPT and tell it, ki, hey, please show someone using this product. So, and like that actually holds true for even hardware products, not just software, that you just want to give it a good enough mockup.
Great. Thanks, Kanchi. I think the most important thing to learn from what Kanchi presented is that it's important to experiment. The more we experiment, the more we are able to figure out how to really harness this power and how to control this power, because otherwise it can go in all directions. So we learn how to do that by experimenting, by trying things out.
Thanks, Nathan. I think Vinita has one question. Have you experimented with infographic generation and content overlay other than doing it manually in Canva? Can you please share your process? Yeah, so okay. We have experimented with bringing out one-shot infographics in ChatGPT. It does not do a great job in placing text accurately. And I mean, if there are a lot of components in the image, it gets a little bit confused. That's why my best practice is to generate all the elements I need in an infographic and put them in Canva. But one more hack that I have recently, like only a couple of days back, I was experimenting with this hack. So basically, when you go to Gemini, right? And you just discuss basically आपका infographic, whatever the story is that you're trying to portray in your infographic, just give Gemini a dump of that story, and it will give you, so on the top right corner it gives you a button called create, and उसमें drop down में you find an option called create infographic. So it can create a web page for you, it can create an infographic for you, create a bunch of things. So you want to create you want to click on create infographic. Now it's going to create in like random colors. You can't control it, you can't control the text and colors, etc. But once you have that template, and if you're happy with that infographic, if you're happy with the way that the data is displayed, then what you just want to do is take a screenshot of that infographic and give it to chat or give it to any other LLM and say that, hey, can you please regenerate this infographic without changing anything in the text or icons? Just change the colors to whatever your brand colors are. Or I think Pranali has said we can also use Claude for basic wireframing and prototype generation. Yes, 100%. Like Claude artifacts are always the best for ideating interactive wireframes. But like today we just wanted to focus on marketing image generation and storytelling image generation.
Yes. So any other questions, guys?
Great. I think we are done with the questions. So
please generate images, experiment with all the hacks that I've shared, and share your image output in our WhatsApp group, and then we could jam a little more on what new prompting techniques are for imaging.
Oh, that reminds me, in case you have not joined the group and if you'd like to join, we'll just post the link here. Can you just post the link?
Okay, so Jaya has raised her hand. Do you want to ask a question? Okay, I think that was a mistake.
Go ahead, Sujay, if you have a question. Okay, Arpita has posted the link in case you have not yet joined and would like to join to keep receiving updates about future sessions. Please do that. By the way, those of you who are in Pune, we have a in-person meetup coming up on this Saturday. This is for developers. Again, we have already posted all the details on the WhatsApp group. Yes, the recording will be available. So we will be making the recording available.
Arpita, you could just drop a YouTube wala link for Amit to subscribe to.
Yeah, definitely.
Amit, we will post the recording within a day or two, and if you subscribe, you will get a notification as well.
Actually, Arpita has set up this website as well, ai@flytbase.com, Arpita and Sanjog. So you can go here, you can.
There's an example here.
So you can find all the links and previous videos, everything on this website, ai@flytbase.com. Sales and marketing, we had a session a few weeks ago. We'll be planning more sessions in the coming weeks. As of now, there is nothing scheduled on the calendar, but we'll plan it in a few weeks.
Ganesh, please be a part of the WhatsApp group so you don't miss out on the update when we do plan it.
So usually a lot of these things get planned at very short notice because we just decide, okay, let's do it, and we plan it for like in the next few days. So just be there, and whenever it gets planned, we'll anyway share it on the group. SEO, AIO, yeah, again, so part of the marketing. So we'll be doing a marketing meetup again. So we had one a few weeks ago, but we'll do more sessions. So we'll let you know. So Dilip is giving a clarification. Kanchi, if you can see.
Yeah, I'm checking out the website. Dilip, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking for because they have a bunch of like infographics and like workflow diagrams, and they also have a bunch of line diagrams, line style drawings. So is there a specific thing that you would like to recreate here? Talking about the workflow diagrams again, like workflow diagrams ke liye bhi, matlab, the hack I shared from about Gemini, right? You could just give Gemini ki I want to display this kind of workflow. What these are the line items in my workflow, and there is a create button. Click on create. Click on infographic. It will come up with a basic infographic. You can prompt it to do it differently, but at least you will have a basic wireframe in mind, and then you just want to style it in a taste you would like. You could just give it to different LLMs and come up with key. Okay, I want to make this in a line drawing style. I want to make this colorful. How do I do that? So it will give you an exhaustive prompt for that. So us tarike se you could try.
And also, I think if it's a text-heavy workflow diagram or something, I would really suggest Claude, because when it comes to text, image generations can mess up a little bit the spellings and everything. So you can start with Claude and then beautify it using some other LLMs for sure.
And the more we like talk to these LLMs about image gen, what I've come to realize is that you really don't need to have any hard skill for this at all. You don't need to know. You actually don't even need to know Canva for this. What you really need to know is having taste and knowing what looks good, like exposing yourself to a lot of good content, exposing yourself to like educational content on design a little bit, so that you knows what looks good and what looks bad, and you can prompt AI to do a better job. Actually, like you could come up with a whole new third hack for making such ATO-like image diagrams. But what you really need to understand is what is that workflow style called, and how is it different from other kind of infographics? And if you want to recreate it exactly, or if you want to recreate it in your own style, like what should that style be called? So exposing yourself to that content, that kind of basic styling imagination would be a lot more helpful. Baki, like whatever you tell AI to do, it will do it, matlab, more or less.
Yeah, I think some experimentation might help. So if you can give that image to ChatGPT and figure out, like, ask ChatGPT what is this style and I want to use this style and let's document this style. some of those kind of things might help in
Correct.
getting it. Okay, Muskan has a question.
Tool that can be used to synchronize lip movements in images or videos. Yeah, I mean, Hagen does this, Capwing does this, Capwing also does lip sync. And Arpita, do you happen to know any more lip
I
sync?
think the new VO3 etc. already
Uh-huh.
has voice and video already in sync, so it will generate everything together, voice and video. But if you're doing it separately, then yeah, something like I think Hagen, what Kanchi suggested. Any other recommendations, Arpita? For
No, I have not personally tried it yet, but if you can find something, I'll definitely put it on.
InVideo also does lip sync. Again, like I have not tried InVideo yet. I've tried Hagen, but InVideo is a very close competitor, and you guys could try that out as well.
Yes.
Great. I think let's close for today.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, from audience's response, it definitely looks like it was helpful for a lot of you guys. And I hope this motivates you to explore yourself and then find out much more, like 10x more hacks than us. And then we can have a nice jamming session with each other. But yeah, so thank you for the session. And stay tuned. Like Anathan mentioned, there is one offline session on Saturday. And then again, of course, the next AI in Actions session next week on Thursday. So see you then.
Great. Thank you so much, Kanchi. That was really very, very interesting. Thanks for sharing all the hacks. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.